Your voice, your vote, a WHAS 11 News exclusive tonight here at 6. The head of the National Democratic Party showed up in Louisville and talked only with us, saying more resources are coming for Kentucky Democrats and other southern states ahead of the November midterm elections. Ken Martin is the chair of the Democratic National Committee. He leads fundraising efforts for the party and crafting its campaign strategy. Martin talked only to our political reporter, Isaiah Kim Martinez, and that big Kentucky congressional seat currently owned by the GOP that's now in a close race.
Kentucky was a Democratic stronghold, but today, as Senator McConnell says, you can't find a Democrat with a flashlight.
Kentucky Republicans make jokes about it.
It's always good to see Democrats show up for Fancy Farm. Their numbers on stage have increased at least 400% since last year.
The state is redder than it's ever been, and Kentucky Democrats have struggled to stop the bleeding.
Because I don't care what your party is. If you care about Kentucky, you got an ally in me.
But here in 2026, the National Democratic Party believes even Republican-held seats in Kentucky, like the 6th Congressional District based in Lexington, are suddenly in play.
And in a year like this where we have so much momentum and wind at our back, this could be a year where we see real pickups here in Kentucky.
This is Ken Martin, chair of the Democratic National Committee, who spoke exclusively with me in Louisville after a private meeting at a local union hall with state legislative candidates. We talked about the party's plan to invest more money and staff to win in the South.
The South is the emergent horizon and battleground for both political parties.
In that 6th congressional race, Democrat Zach Dembo is on a targeted list to get extra resources from D.C. as he faces Republican Ralph Alvarado in a contest polls show is tight, despite the GOP having the advantage in voter registration.
We feel very bullish about our chances in that district this year.
Kentucky's top Democrat, Governor Andy Beshear, has crisscrossed the country, sharing what he believes is a key to success for his party.
Democrats have been outperforming everywhere, and we've been doing so with a relentless focus on lowering costs and making people's lives just a little bit better.
Beshear also continues to position himself for what could be a presidential run in 2028.
He's obviously doing it well. He's already out there talking to voters around the country. We're going to have a massively huge field, as you can imagine, probably 20 to 25 candidates. And I suspect if he wants to run, he will, and he should.
Martin wouldn't speculate on the governor's chances, but he did tell me any Democrat who wants the presidential nomination needs to get out of that traditional campaign strategy of relying on big rallies and speeches.
The candidate that's likely going to succeed is the candidate that can actually appeal to the broadest spectrum of people in this country, gives people a sense that their better days are ahead of them and they can actually climb the economic ladder. Whoever can do that will be our next nominee.
Well, it seems as we go to November, Isaiah, the big race we're going to be following in Kentucky now is going to be there in central Kentucky, covers Lexington, the Toyota plant in Georgetown, the 6th District. But it's been owned by Andy Barr. How come it's such a close race now, or at least being perceived that way by the media in central Kentucky as well?
As far as congressional races, Doug, there has always been this sense going into this year that if there were to be a tight race, it would probably be that one with respect to Charles Booker going up against Andy Barr. The sense is with this race, which is why National Democrats are paying such close attention, they believe because of, in their words, some of the headwinds coming from the Trump administration, maybe some backlash to some of those higher prices, that will bode well for a Democratic candidate. Republicans, though, will tell you this is a +9, +7 Republican district, more voters who are Republican there than Democrats, and that should seal the deal for them is their argument.
Been a long time since a Democrat was in that seat. Of course, Ben Chandler comes to mind. He held it at one point.
Yeah, it used to be Democrats often in that seat.
That's right. All right, thank you very much.